Psycho Pigs. So I think this is the best version of the original Battletoads, as far as I've seen. The Genesis version is pretty good. In fact, I would say the Genesis version is better, except it lacks certain cutscenes. So that's kind of weird, you know? It's like, you think it would be overall better, like... and it also lacks some animations. Like in the next level, when I punch people, the level responds to it, whereas in the Genesis version, the level stays static. It's funny how there's these, like, little differences. You think it would just all be better. It definitely plays better. Oh, I gotta get that, because then I can rack up the bullshit. Oh, crap. Never mind. There we go. Stay here. Oh, what? No one up. What? Oh! Have I seen the new Star Wars movie? Nah. I'm not really hyped or excited to see it. I'll just wait till it's on, like, a streaming service. I don't really go to the theater. So I never really see movies as they come out. And I don't feel like, you know, I know other people torrent them and shit, but I also feel like that's kind of like, nah. I'll wait. It's not that important. Getting bad. I mean, I think the main reason being I was really disappointed with the last one, right? What was it called? This one's called The Rise of Skywalker, right? And then the last one was called, okay, there was The Force Awakens. This is how much I give a shit. Can you believe this? I don't even know what the fuck it's called. The Last Jedi. There you go. Yeah, The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi was pure shit. And I was amazed, like, how they fucked that up so bad. That I'm like, man, you know what? The only reason you would make it that bad is if you were gonna, like, do some kind of really clever thing in the third one. And I'm like, they're not gonna do it. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. Based on the animated series. Woo! Force diversity? Oh, I don't even want to know. I just think the people that are in charge of Star Wars right now need to be fired. They need to go away. Because they have fucked up through, you know, like the first movie they did was alright. You know, it had potential, right? You introduced some characters. The second movie was just the assassination of Luke Skywalker as a character. Like, to such a degree that it's like, I don't care anymore. So, the third one, whatever. I think the other reason why I'm kind of mad about it, too, is because you have... They got rid of the extended universe, right? You know, the EU's dead. Okay, and they did it so that they could make these movies. Now, if you were gonna do that, can you at least be better than the extended universe was? Like, not like 10 times worse, you know, like, because it really feels like it's some, like I'm reading someone's fan fiction online and not watching a decent fucking Star Wars movie, you know what I mean? Like, you have all this talent that's been involved with Star Wars, like Timothy Zahn, or like you know, like, stuff like Knights of the Old Republic and shit like that, right? You know, that really explore Star Wars, really explore characters, shit like that, all these people. And then you make this, like, really fucking bad movie with, like, a main character that makes no sense. Like, at all. Like, why does she care? You know what I mean? It's one of those, like, why is she training under Luke Skywalker? Why does she give a fuck about the Jedi? Why does she care about the rebellion? Why does she care about, you know? Like, her motivations are very shallow and just kind of like... She's not fleshed out at all. She just sucks. And then you have, like, characters that could be interesting, like Flynn. And then, like, instead of making him, like, this kind of, like, jaded stormtrooper, right? He's just all in on the rebellion. Like, that's kind of funny. Like, he has no problem killing other stormtroopers, even though that's why he became... You know, that's why he defected, right? Was because that one stormtrooper died. And I assumed that was his buddy or something, right? But then it was like... But then he doesn't seem to give a shit. You'd think he would be, like, trying to turn the other stormtroopers, you know, like try to get them on his side, right? Like, not kill him or anything, but he just comes off as a complete pussy and a coward. Like, why is he with the rebellion? What's his purpose? He's not trying to liberate the stormtroopers, the other child soldiers that were raised like he was to be part of the Empire. You know, like, that's an interesting concept here. We got people that were raised by the Imperials, right, to be stormtroopers. Literally child soldiers, but do we explore that? No, we waste like 20 minutes on some casino planet doing jack shit. Then they hype up like Captain Phasma, right? And I'm thinking it's like, okay, so this is gonna be a pretty cool fight. And then it sucked. And then also Captain Phasma was not really well explained. Like, why does she have custom stormtrooper armor? Do all captains have custom stormtrooper armor? Like, what the fuck, man? Like, why is the entire Imperial fleet following the entire Rebel fleet? The entire Rebel fleet is 5 fucking ships? How the fuck did that happen? The Rebels became the New Republic. You're telling me they don't have any fucking Imperial Star Destroyers that they converted to Republic Star Destroyers? You're telling me that the entire Republican fleet is 5 goddamn ships? That's the stupidest where did the Empire get the money? You know, where'd the Remnant get the money to build this big fucking bullshit ship that you see in Last Jedi, right? Where'd they get that? Who's building that? But yet the Republic can't build any new fucking vessels? Like, what the shit? Oh, we're running away from them. How did we get in this situation? How is our entire fleet being chased by the Remnant? And remember the Clone Wars? Remember that? How many fucking ships did the Republic have in the Clone Wars? Hundreds, right? Hundreds of fucking, like, Republic Star Destroyers. Like, you know, over like 40 or 50 planets being conquered daily. And you're telling me that, like, now their fleet is just 5 fucking ships? And then the Rebels, or the Imperials, are just like, they're just like 8 ships. Oh, okay, there's some downsizing going on there, man. There's, like, it makes no goddamn sense. Luke fucks up once, and then he's like, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna make, you know, a new Jedi Order. I guess no one's there to pass on the torch at all. It's like it's written by a complete idiot. Like somebody that doesn't know shit about Star Wars. Like, I don't get it. I just don't understand. You remember the Battle of Endor? You remember that? Like in Return of the Jedi, right? The Rebel fleet? They were rebels, right? They only had the backing of like 1 or 2 planets. Corellia and, you know, where the fuck? Who the fuck's that guy's name? Admiral Akbar's planet, right? And they were able to somehow have like at least 6 or 7 capital ships and a whole fleet of fighters against the Empire, which outnumbered them like 3 to fucking 1. They were shallow to remember from Return of the Jedi? Oh my god. Like, how the fuck? What happened? Like, it was bad enough in The Last Jedi, right? Where it's like, oh, the entire Republic fleet is at the Massassi Temple, and there's like, it's smaller than it was when it was the Rebel fleet? Like, shouldn't it be a lot larger than this? I mean, shouldn't the Republic have, like, you know, admirals and generals and lots of resources? I mean, I know shit's been hard. There's been a civil war for, like, forever. But still, it takes this big galactic event and makes it seem like it's just 20 people versus 20 other people. That's what's kind of bizarre about it. That's just from like a world building like military perspective. Because again, we're talking like Star Wars, we're talking like shit that happened in the Clone Wars and stuff. We're talking like millions of clones, millions of stormtroopers, shit like that. What happened to all these people? What happened to these big fucking armies? Remember the Trade Federation? That wasn't even a goddamn like planet. That was just a federation. That was just like a guild. And they had armies. Armies that outmatch the armies that are like out there now. So I don't understand like how now they barely have shit. It's kind of insulting. And you don't see that in any other Star Wars. You don't see that at all. You don't see that in like Knights of the Old Republic. You don't see that in like anything else. Even in like the earliest Knights of the Old Republic comic books, right? Starkiller Base was an okay concept. I mean, it was more of a recycling of the Death Star. But yeah. But so this Remnant Empire has the money to build something like Starkiller Base and still have like TIE fighters and this fleet that somehow like outnumbers the Republic fleet? I don't get that. Like, what is the Republic doing? Like, the fuck? Also, it's not that majestic either. Like, again, their fleets are like less than like 10 ships, 10 capital ships. We had more fucking just, you know, ships during World War II, and we're not a spacefaring country. You're telling me these guys can't build like at least 50 capital ships per planet? That just doesn't make sense to me. Let alone, like, I don't know, you know, like, I could talk about the story, but just that shit alone is just aggravating. No wonder why their toys don't sell. They can't even build a believable world. But you didn't expect that, huh? You didn't expect me to bitch about Star Wars. Well, that's what happens when someone brings it up. But you gotta admit, though, at least when I bitch about it, I bitch about shit that other people don't even fucking consider. Not just the same old tired horse shit. I find new things to bitch about. Oh god, yeah, you don't want to do that. You're quite upset about all of it. Yeah, and that's just like, it's not just like one thing, it's a whole bunch of things that are just not well thought out. And then I guess the most important thing I could talk about is what the fuck is the story they're trying to tell? Like what is Rey's point? You know, like what is the whole deal with Kylo Ren and Rey? Like what are they getting at? Why is it important? And how is it something we haven't seen before in the movies? And why is it so uninteresting? Up girl beats, guys. Because, like, let's look at Anakin, right? Like, Anakin's an interesting character. You could say the actors that played him were terrible. That's fine, but as a character, Anakin is extremely interesting. You know, he's a slave, he grew up his whole life taking orders, and then when he becomes a Jedi, he thinks he's in, like, charge of stuff, but in reality, he's still a slave. Just taking orders, doing what other people tell him. Even when he becomes Darth Vader, he's still basically, like, doing what other people tell him. He never had free will his whole life. And all he wanted to do was protect his family, and then he lost them all. Right? That makes him kind of interesting. You could write stories about a guy like that. Luke Skywalker, you could write stories about him. You know, he's the guy that has to pay for his father's sins. And then it ultimately forgives his father for what he did. And he has a reason to do what he does in the rebellion, you know, like he grew up thinking about his father, he grew up idolizing the Jedi because of Ben Kenobi and shit like that. His character makes fucking sense. And unless it's in the new trilogy where his character makes no goddamn sense. That is that quick one. Even the secular characters are more interesting. Shit. There was the warp, did you see it? Turbo Tunnel beat. I did it while complaining about Star Wars the whole time too. That's extra nerd cred. You know, the thing is, I think Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis's brother are writing the new Ghostbusters, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna be good because Dan Aykroyd wrote Blues Brothers 2000 and that thing's a piece of shit. Like, see, normally I'd be like, man, Dan Aykroyd can do no wrong, but it's like, no, he was involved in Blues Brothers 2000. It could be as bad. I mean, I hope it's good. Dan Aykroyd's also crazy, did you know that? He believes in aliens, he sells vodka and skulls. So maybe that might help out. Oh wait, they're remaking The Matrix? Why? Like, like, did anyone really need that? Like... I'm not saying The Matrix was bad, I just don't see any reason to remake that movie. like, you gotta do the special effects better? How? Like, we're gonna do more, you know, like, more bullet time? Why? Oh my god, fuck. The fourth Matrix film is in development. So one of the Wachowskis are writing it, huh? Oh, it's a continuation? Okay, fine. As long as it's not a remake, because I feel like that's really stupid. I mean, a sequel's already dumb enough. You'd think they would have pressed their luck after the first, you know, those other two sequels that were pretty awful. The Matrix itself, as a single movie, is pretty nice. Jesus, how do you get by this? Look at... Right now? Yeah, there we go, that's the timing. Oh, fuck. Hey, I beat the Turbo Tunnel. So, I'll call that a victory right there.